Hello and welcome. You're watching Don Bosco Media Network. This is Monalisa Rumbai bringing to you the Salesian news across the globe. On May 3rd, it was the 135th anniversary of Don Bosco's visit to the house of Martí Codolar. He had arrived in Barcelona in mid-April 1886 with a very specific purpose: to raise funds to finish some of his most emblematic works, the construction of the Basilica of Sacro Cuore in Rome, and to finish a couple of schools of arts and crafts in Italy and France, where boys from humble families were taught a trade so that they could earn their bread with dignity, and being taught, they will carve out a future. His stay in the city was of great impact for the vast majority of its inhabitants, carrying his message and an evangelizing and assistance experience, attending to members of the Catalan bourgeoisie and to the workers and boys of the city who cheered him for the places where he passed, and creating a great awareness of attention and help to the most needy. That day, the famous photo was made in which Don Bosco is seen surrounded by the family, by the members of the Catalan bourgeoisie, but above all by his beloved boys from the school of the workshops of Sevilla, and who has gone around the world, being in most of the Salesian houses. The Garage Lab space reaches an important relevance in the training and social field of Spain, becoming a reference project in the management of new technologies and a commitment of training and collaborative creation in an open digital environment, hence the great assistance of political and public authorities. In the words of Daniel Morales, director of Orange Spain Foundation, we have been able to verify with the projects carried out by the boys and girls of Garage Lab Space of Cordoba that this space is not only intended to learn to handle new technologies, but also serves to build better people with awareness and responsibility. Jose Maria Belledo Roche, in his speech, stressed that with the development of these initiatives, it is demonstrated that the Don Bosco Salesiano Social Foundation is a leader in social intervention and will have the support of the local government, thanks to projects that bet on the development of the most vulnerable young people in Cordoba. This Saturday, June 5th, came the first great vocational appointment for the Salesians in the month, the celebration of a priestly ordination and 3 diaconal ordinations in the sanctuary of Mary Help of Christians in Madrid that once again hosted a significant ceremony after its recent restoration. Ramon Ariza, belonging to the Santiago El Mayor's Inspectorate, was ordained a priest. For their part, they received the order of the Diaconate Benvenu Marshal Yalasemi, Vestituduria Africa Tropical Equatorial, Jesus Maria Ortego, and Sergio Moreno, both of the Inspectorate Maria Auxiliadora. The 4 were ordained with a prayer and laying on of hands of the Cardinal Archbishop of Madrid, Monsignor Carlos Osoro. They will concelebrate, among others, the 3 provincials of the provinces of origin of the 4 young people: Fernando Gracia, SSM, Angel Azurmendi, SMX, and Alfonso Owudu, ATE. The Salesian George Juan Reyes Macias presented on the afternoon of June 4th in San Jose del Valle his new book, Una Cosa Te Falta: 10 Questions to Understand Vocational Animation Today, dedicated to vocational animation and addressed to all pastoral agents who wish to prepare in this pastoral discipline from their lay, consecrated or ministerial condition. The town of Cadiz welcomed the local author again in an emblematic place and longed for by all the inhabitants, as it is the Patio de las Monjas. The reason for this meeting was the presentation of his second book, for which he was surrounded by family and friends, in addition to having the accompaniment of the Mayor D. Antonio Gonzalez Carretero, who dedicated some kind of words to the author. The presentation of the book was in charge of the Salesian Francisco Jose Perez Camacho, director of the community proposal Bartolomé Blanco, along with the interventions of the host Miguel Conrado, director of the Salesian College San Rafael and San Vicente. The event was attended musically by the choir of Mary Help of Christians and the moderation of Alvaro Fidriani. A technological and economic development that does not leave a better world and an integrally superior quality of life cannot be considered progress, says Pope Francis in Laudato Si. And everything is connected: earth, animals, human activities, we are part of the same structure. In Don Bosco's work in Rodeo del Medio, Mendoza, students, teachers and Salesians know that if one falls, they all fall. That's why different care actions are being promoted from this house. I ended up at Don Bosco Simbu Technical College, Kumgi, in 2018 to study electrotechnology. I had not applied there because I didn't know this institution even existed. That was the start of a new beginning. Isabella Salu is a young girl who now attends a Salesian school in Kumgi. But her past was not easy and she risked wasting her future. Meeting Don Bosco was a turning point in her life. Here you can read her story. We had moved back from Vanimo due to my father's job transfer in 2013 whilst I was in grade 10. When we arrived in Port Moresby, I couldn't continue my education as there were no spaces in secondary schools. So from the rest of that time to the end of the same year, I stayed at home. Also, within the same year, we had been moving from one suburb to another after short periods of time. This eventually took its toll on me. Father Joseph Abraham Maniyanga Tutaze, a great missionary and evangelizer, passed away on June 6, 2021 at Vijay Maria Hospital, Hyderabad. He was 59 years old and died of cardiac arrest while recovering from liver transplantation. He belonged to the Salesian province of St. Joseph INH, Hyderabad. Father Joseph was a passionate preacher of Christ in the mission areas of Andhra Pradesh and Telangana and reached out to many people, bringing them to God. A successful missionary for over 3 decades, he dedicated himself relentlessly to preach Christ from 1991 to 2021 at Patsala Tariparu, Vaira, Raptadu and Mariapuram at various intervals. Father Joseph had undergone a liver transplant in December 2020. He had to be hospitalized at regular intervals due to infection and other complications. Father Joseph breathed his last breath on June 6th on the solemnity of the body and blood of Jesus Christ. He always longed to receive the Holy Communion without fail, even on the hospital bed. So viewers, that is all we have for you today. Until we meet again, thank you for watching.